So is this a bipartisan compromise?
It's definitely a bipartisan compromise. This is one of the few things in Congress this year that has not split along party lines. Actually, there's been more of a split between the House and Senate. This is a compromise that senators came up with and that House members pretty much swallowed, pushed by senators and members, lobbyists for the commercial space industry.
Well, now, what about the Constellation program? What is that, and how does that compare to everything else they've been axing or bringing back into the picture?
Well, basically, in a nutshell, the Constellation program was initiated under President George W. Bush, and it was supposed to replace the retiring space shuttle program.
Right.
And President Obama and several advisors thought that to be unworkable, budget-wise and for other reasons. So they decided to propose axing the Constellation program, relying more on the commercial space industry for sending astronauts to space, and then focus on new technologies and faraway exploration. And Congress basically pushed back those plans.
Could there be one more shuttle mission? We keep hearing of more and more, less and less. Where do we stand?
Basically, and Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison of Texas was instrumental in pushing for another shuttle mission. So basically, the shuttle program will be extended. But in the end, it will be retired, and layoffs, even though this entire plan prevents some layoffs, there's still layoffs associated to the end of the shuttle program that cannot be prevented, and that are going on right now.
Heavy lift rockets, the Ares rockets, all sorts of different rocket programs. Where are we with those?
Basically, what this compromise does is it accelerates the creation of a heavy lift rocket. And that was very important for many senators because, for example, these motors for those rockets are made in Utah. So Utah senators were keen on that rocket being accelerated. So this is a compromise to appease a lot of different factions.
Are we going to see more men going into space and women, or fewer manned space missions?
What NASA and the administration would say is that no, we're going to continue seeing men and women going into space. What critics would say is that this plan relies too heavily on the private industry. And even though there's many folks in Congress who want to rely more heavily on the private industry for many things, when it comes to NASA, it's something many lawmakers want the government to retain control over, and this plan definitely gives up some control to the commercial space industry.
Are lawmakers in the space corridor still worried in the end? Are they going to lose this battle?
Several of them are worried about the long-term effects that are still not known, especially since the appropriations process is still underway. But basically, Florida lawmakers, Texas lawmakers, lawmakers in other states that rely heavily on space, they say this is good. This is a good step forward. It's better than what the president proposed. It's not perfect, but they're taking it.
What's been the biggest surprise? You've been covering this for a long time. Any big surprises for you here?
I think, one, the bipartisanship, that this has definitely not broken up along party lines. We have Republicans and Democrats actually sitting down and praising what they call a miracle compromise. Another thing has been the bitterness. It's been a very bitter fight on Capitol Hill, especially from the perspective of the commercial space industry. There's been a lot of people for it and fighting against it.
Manuel Quinones with Capitol News Connection. Always good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
See you next time.